We're going to start in a seated position, taking our first two fingers to the top of our throat, right underneath of our jawbone, and draw it back and up. And what it looks like from the front is I'm right beneath that chin, pulling the neck back. So that's not the equivalent of dropping our chin to our chest. And then just pause here, noticing how that feels, because we're going to come back to this feeling in all other poses of our practice. We're going to drop our chin towards our chest, stretching out the back side of the neck, being sure not to let the ribs puff out. And then gently lift the chin towards the ceiling. Again, keeping those ribs drawn down. We're not trying to let the back of our head touch our shoulders, but just enough to open the throat. Then we'll allow for our left ear to drop to our left shoulder, keeping that chin in neutral, so it's not lifting up towards the ceiling. It's staying right where we left it. Bringing the left hand on top of the head, right arm can walk away if you so wish. And then use the left hand to put the head back to center. Allow the right ear to drop to the right shoulder. Right hand comes on top of the head. Taking a few breaths here. And then use the right hand to press the right side of the head back up. Now we're going to look over our left shoulder, using the left two fingers to help assist in this motion. Using it to turn back, using our right two fingers to look over the right shoulder. Feeling free to stop and pause the video if you feel like you need more of a stretch in each pose. And now we're going to come onto our back, feet flat on the floor. Hands come beneath the head to grab at the occipital. So what we don't want is our chin lifting towards the ceiling. So we're taking our hands to the base of our neck and really pulling our head away from the base of our shoulders. And then keeping the ribs drawn down, pulling the hip points together, we're going to lift our hips 2 to 3 inches off the ground in a low bridge. Feel free to put a block underneath the sacrum if you need to. Then we extend our arms up towards the ceiling and reach the shoulder blades off the back and upwards. So we're doing protraction of our scapula here, making sure that the chin doesn't lift. And then pulling those right fingers back, stretching out the wrists. Pulling the left fingers back now, making sure those glutes are still on. Really rooting through our feet. And then we lower our upper, middle, and lower back. Arms come behind the head, elbows point up instead of outwards. Take a breath in, and on our exhale, we're drawing the ribs down. So use the left hand to help encourage that motion. And then inhale, lower down. Exhale, come up. Right hand is guiding those ribs down. Keep the thighs parallel. Inhale, lower. Exhale, come up. This time our left hand is going to reach out and try to reach the shoulder blade off the back again, and then inhale, lower down. Exhale, come up. Right hand reaches out and protracts. So we're not using our head in this. We're using our core to help guide us. Exhale, come up. Left hand reaches again, and this time use the right hand to help pull those ribs down even more. Right hand reaches up, and then inhale, both lower. Exhale, come up. Right hand reaches, right hand pulls down, and then both hands reach up, trying to protract. Inhale, lower down. And go ahead and pull the knees in, give yourself a hug, roll to one side, and come on up. We're coming onto our hands and knees. We're going to massage the top of our head really quick. So this isn't weight bearing. We're just using the pressure of the floor. If your head can't get down here, no big deal. This is to help loosen some of the tension that's resides at the top of our head, massaging out that forehead. You can also use a block to bring the floor up to your level. And then we'll come up to kneeling, drawing the tailbone down towards our calves. Glutes are turning on, using the hand to help guide it down. Hands come behind the head. Pull the head back into the hands, making sure the chin doesn't lift. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Maintaining the power of our glutes, only twisting from our center. So try not to let the hips turn with you. Exhale to the right. Elbows are reaching behind you. The ribs are staying down. And exhale. Inhale. Turn. Oh, I'm turning here. You don't have to. Bring that left arm in line with that right knee, dropping the left elbow to the left thigh. Right hand faces away and lift the elbow up as you drop your left ear to the left shoulder. My right glute is still on. You should feel a nice fascial stretch. Maybe open the mouth, get into some jaw. And then the right leg comes out in line with that left knee. Drop the right elbow to the right thigh. Left arm reaches over. Left palm faces away from the face. Open the mouth a few times with that right ear drop towards your right shoulder. Those ribs are still drawing in. And then inhale, come back. And in your own way, come on up to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Keeping those ribs down. Keeping the head drawn in line. Remember that feeling. Exhale, hands come down towards the mat, under the shoulders. Inhale, step the right leg back, drop the right knee. Inhale, come on up. Notice the left knee is over the left ankle. I'm going to roll each shoulder one by one here. Keeping the head in line, chin isn't jutting forward, right glute is on. Both hands come down, step back into plank. Pull the head in line with your spine. Lift the hips up and back, down dog. Step the right foot forward, drop the left knee. Roll the shoulders one at a time. Again, trying to draw that left glute down towards the left calf. And then hands come down, step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, fold in half, bend those knees, step the left foot back. Left knee under the left hip, this time hands interlace behind the head, pull the head back, maintain the ribs in. Notice what a bad version of that looks like. Good, plank, and then lift up and back into down dog. Use that low core, step the left foot forward, drop the right knee. Inhale, arms come behind the head and pulling the head back into the hands, keeping the ribs drawn down. Right glute is on here. Hands come down, step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, going right back down, step the right leg back, drop the right knee. Right hand under the right shoulder. Left hand comes behind the head. On my inhale, I'm opening up to the left. Exhale, closing it off. Inhale, opening it up, trying to pull the low belly away from the inner thigh. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Last one, inhale, open. Let the right ear drop to the right shoulder. Again, palm faces away. Reach the elbow upwards. Exhale, we turn to the right, bend the right knee, coming into a side lunge. Both feet are parallel. Make sure I can see all 5 of my toes and that I'm moving back in the hip, not in the knee. Turning towards the back of the mat, right foot is forward now in a crescent lunge. Draw the tailbone down. Don't let the ribs pop, pull them in. And then from here, the right hand comes behind the back onto the left glute. Left hand comes behind the head, draw the head back into it. And then slowly lower the left knee. We're starting over on the other side. Left hand under the left shoulder, right hand behind the head. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Draw the ribs away from that right inner thigh. Inhale. Exhale, close. Inhale, open the heart. Don't let the head control the motion or let the left shoulder dip towards that knee. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, open. Let the left ear fall to the left shoulder. Pull the right elbow up. And then we turn to the left, coming into a side lunge on our left side. Holding here. Feeling a stretch in that inner right thigh. And then turning towards the front of our mat, coming up into Crescent Lunge, drawing the tailbone down again by bending that back knee, left arm on the tailbone, right hand behind the head. Pull those ribs in, pull the head back, take a breath in, exhale, and then we step towards the top of our mat, shake it out if you need to, and we'll move on to our next sequence. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, bend in half. Inhale, step the left foot back and then the right. And then lift the hips up and back into down dog, having a soft bend in the knees here. Lift the left foot to the height of the left hip, all 5 toes face down. Exhale, step it forward, drop the right heel, come up into Warrior One. Hip bones should be facing forward. Arms reach up to create that space. And then exhale, the fingers interlaced behind the back on the sacrum. If there's too much pressure in your knee, feel free to lift the back heel off of the mat. Guide your chest downwards, keep those ribs in. Left hand stays on the back, lift the back heel, coming into Warrior Three. Right hand comes behind the head, pull your head up into it. Inhale, right knee comes to the chest, maintaining that alignment. Hand behind the head. Good. This is a lot easier when you have shorter hair. Pull the right knee into the chest again. Then the right foot goes back and then drops, opening up to the right for Warrior Two. My hips face forward. Left knee's over the left ankle. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Open up the right side body. Inhale, come up. Exhale, returning towards the back of our mat, left hand under left shoulder, left knee under left hip, opening up into modified side plank. Here, I'm keeping the ribs in and letting my left ear fall towards my left shoulder as I reach my right fingers up towards the ceiling. Right hand comes down, stepping back into high plank. Imagine the feeling of pulling your head up into your imaginary hands. You can lower the knees here, then lower down, and we're coming into Locust Pose. So forehead comes down to the mat, hands come behind the head. Inhale, I'm lifting my head up into my hands, but I'm still maintaining my core by pulling my belly button up into my spine. Then keep that feeling, and I'm going to extend my arms out into a field goal post, thumbs face up, and start to pulse the backs of my arms up towards the ceiling, all the while trying to keep that head in line. Hands come under the shoulders, push the ground away, lift up and back into down dog. Right leg lifts to the height of the right hip. Step it forward, drop the left heel. Inhale, arms reach up into Warrior One, creating space in the side body. Feel the ribs come away from the pelvis. Hands come to that low back, reminding the left glute to stay on, maintaining the ribs as we fold in half. Right arm comes behind the back, left hand behind the head, moving into Warrior Three. Keep the right knee bent. Notice if the side is different. And then from here, draw the left knee into the chest. Right glute turns on as we try to push into the floor. Send the left leg back. Bring the left knee into the chest. Don't let the chin lift. And then left leg goes back. Drop the left toes and the left heel, open up to Warrior Two to the left. Exhale, reverse. Keep the ribs in. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, right elbow to right thigh. Left arm reaches over. Let your head follow this movement. turn towards the front of the mat, drop the right hand under the right shoulder, right knee under the right hip, let the right ear fall, reach the left hand upwards, keeping those ribs in. Again, they like to pop out in this pose. Also, keep note of your right shoulder drawing onto your ribs, not shrugging up to your ear. Left hand lands, step back, high plank. Keep your head in line here, don't let the chin fall. Lower down onto your mat. Forehead comes down, arms come behind the head. Inhale, lift. You see my toes tucked under here. This is optional. You don't have to do it. Keep the belly button pulling upwards. This keeps our core intact. Arms reach up. You can pulse them or just try to keep them where they are. And then hands push, lift up and back into down dog. Walk your feet in. Rest your chest on the top of your thighs. So bend your knees so much that your chest rests on your thighs. Interlace the fingers at the base of your skull. And just allow them to gently traction your spine downwards. Taking as many breaths here as you want. And on your inhale, try to maintain a flat spine as you come up to stand. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands at heart center.